So a few days ago now, it was confirmed that there will be a Thunderbolts movie coming out. They're going to start filming, or like development has started, and it's been in development for a while now. As we all knew, I think we all knew that there was going to be a Thunderbolts movie that's going to come out eventually. It was going to be confirmed eventually, but I think we're going to get more info on it at the Disney Expo in September. But it's set for filming in 2023 next year summer, and I guess maybe 2024 release or early 2025 release. So it's quite far away yet, but I think it's good news that the confirmation that we're getting the movie. Obviously, like I said, we knew it was going to come, and I've made a video on it in the past, but I'm going to do an updated version now because I feel like I've got 6 here that I think should be a part of the team and will most likely be a part of the team, going basing off the comics and basing off what we've already seen in the MCU. So without further ado, if you do like this video, please like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. So first I got on the list is Elena. Now, like I said this before in the other Thunderbolts video, and I do think Elena has been set up to be a part of the Thunderbolts. Valentina has obviously made it clear that she is trying to form something which is obviously going to be the Thunderbolts. Now, unfortunately, obviously, rest in peace, but William Hurt did unfortunately, like I said, pass away, and which is very sad, and I was going to include him in this list for Red Hulk. Obviously, in the comics, his name in the MCU is Thunderbolt Ross, and he was basically the main creator of the Thunderbolts. But now that obviously, unfortunately, he's passed away in real life, William Hurt, I don't think that they should recast, like people were saying. Chadwick Boseman shouldn't get recasted, and neither should William Hurt. I don't think they should be recasting. If they're not going to recast Chadwick Boseman, then they definitely shouldn't be recasting William Hurt. I just don't think it makes any sense, and I don't think they should be recasting T'Challa and Thunderbolt Ross anyway. That's what I feel anyway. So that's why I'm not going to include Thunderbolt Ross in this the Thunderbolts list. But yeah, like I said, Yelena, I think it makes perfect sense for Yelena to be a part of this Thunderbolts team. We've seen that she is definitely a hero, but these Thunderbolts, they're basically, the Marvel version and the way better version of Suicide Squad. Now, this is basically the Marvel version of Suicide Squad, and it's going to be far more a success than what Suicide Squad was. But obviously, Yelena, I think it just makes a lot of sense. We've seen her in Black Widow. Valentina obviously hired her to go kill Hawkeye. She didn't kill Hawkeye in the Hawkeye show, and they made up. But I think Yelena still does work for Valentina, and I think we'll see more of her trying to get answers out of her about Natasha, her sister, and yeah. But I have got Yelena as the main member on this list. The next person I got on this list is John Walker, US agent. Now, I think this is another one that makes perfect sense, and it's pretty obvious as well, because in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he did get his redemption. At the end, he was helping them, and he got rid of the Flag Smashers. But obviously, near the end as well, he was named US agent by Valentina. He was, he was always throughout the show. He was talking to Valentina, and I think it was clear that she was hiring him for her obviously team, which is going to be the Thunderbolts, and I think it does make perfect sense for him to be a part of it as well. These two characters working together, it could be like a Natasha and Captain America thing, when they throw the shield and Natasha does like the jump on it. I think that would be pretty cool to see with John Walker and Yelena. But yeah, I think, like I said, John Walker makes a lot of sense as well. Now, another character I do think will be a part of this Thunderbolts lineup is Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. We haven't seen her since then. And obviously, we know that Ant-Man went into the quantum realm to get more quantum energy or whatever for Ghost because she needed more. And I think she needed more to survive. She got cured by Janet, but I do think that she needs more. Maybe I think that might have been a temporary cure for her, but she still needs quantum energy to carry on. So I do think she is a badass character. I really do like her character. I think she was I think her potential was wasted in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I do think her being in the Thunderbolts just revives that potential again, and it gives her a bigger story, and I think it'd be pretty cool to see her in the Thunderbolts lineup. Now, next person I got on this is Abomination. Now, obviously, not long ago, we got the She-Hulk trailer, and we saw that Abomination will be returning. Obviously, he was in Shang-Chi as well. But yeah, I think Abomination is a perfect character for this as well. He's just a big character. He's just another version of the Hulk, and they get things done. The Thunderbolts. I think they're not there to take out Celestials. They're not here for the multiverse. They're not going to be characters like that. Like I said, they're kind of like the Suicide Squad. this is Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad, like I said. So they're not going to be dealing with threats outside of Earth. They're not going to be dealing with the multiverse, stuff like that. This is going to be totally different to what that is. They aren't the Avengers. They're the complete opposite of what the Avengers are. So these characters are just going to be, they're getting the job done, what Valentina wants. Now, I do think Valentina has a bit more behind her, potentially a part of Hydra, which I think does make a lot of sense as well, continuing Hydra, which we've seen in the MCU for years now. And Abomination, I think he's such a cool character, and I can't wait to see what he has in the She-Hulk show, and that will potentially lead us on to the Thunderbolts movie, which is obviously confirmed. Now, the next character that could be unlikely, I feel, but I think it still has a chance of getting in, is Taskmaster. Now, we last saw her in Black Widow, obviously, was sort of the main villain of that film, and I know people were saying that they kind of wasted Taskmaster in the MCU, and that they could have been so much better. In the comics, Taskmaster was a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and was obviously, I don't think many people were very happy what they did with Taskmaster in the MCU, but I think a movie like Thunderbolts could revive Taskmaster. She's not evil anymore, as we know. She got cured by Natasha at the end of Black Widow, so she isn't going to be evil. She wants to do good, but I feel like the Thunderbolts aren't going to know that they're doing bad. They're just there to deal with the issues in the world that the Avengers aren't going to be dealing with, obviously the new Avengers, and they're getting the job done, like I said. So I think that they're not going to know that they're doing good or bad. I think they're just there to do whatever, so they're getting jobs done. And I think Taskmaster will be a perfect fit for this, but I do kind of feel that it could be unlikely. But yeah, another character that probably confirmed for this, and it's Baron Zemo. I think it makes a lot of sense for Baron Zemo to be a part of this Thunderbolts lineup. He did like another character that kind of got a redemption arc in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that was Baron Zemo. He helped Bucky and Sam in dealing with the Flag Smashers, but I do think that Baron Zemo still has that dark side to him, and I definitely do think that if he gets freed from prison again and whatever, I think that the Thunderbolts, and definitely Valentina, will definitely go to him and hire him, because he's another character that will get things done, and he is a cool character. I would like to see him in the Thunderbolts. I do sort of feel like this one is confirmed, though. It should be confirmed anyway, because obviously in the comics he is one of the main leaders of the Thunderbolts in the comics. So I do personally feel like this one is going to be true, and I do think like Elena and John Walker are probably confirmed to be part of the Thunderbolts. This is another one who's going to be probably confirmed. Now, the last two characters I got, it could be either one of them or maybe even both of them, but it's been going around on the internet lately, and it's Bucky Barnes, obviously the Winter Soldier, or Hawkeye. Now, I bet you're probably surprised about Hawkeye being on this list, but Hawkeye was actually a part of the Thunderbolts for a while in the comics, and he did lead them for a bit. I think, obviously, with his, what he's done in the past, he's been a part of the Avengers, so he's got a lot of experience behind him. He's got a lot of experience behind him, and I think leading the Thunderbolts is probably what is will be very good for them, but I don't think it makes much sense, which is why Bucky Barnes pretty much makes more sense, because obviously Valentina wanted Hawkeye dead, and at the end of Black Widow, like I said, she hired Elena to obviously manipulated her to make her think that Hawkeye or Clint actually killed Natasha when he didn't, but I don't think it would make much sense. But I do think Bucky sort of makes sense, but then again, I don't think it really does, because I don't think he wants to go back down that villain arc where he's working for the Thunderbolts. Like I said earlier, he probably won't know. I don't think any of them will know that they're doing bad stuff, but I feel like I don't think the MCU should be leading him back down a path where he's going to be in a villain. He's going to go down a villain path again. I feel like he should be, he got a big redemption in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I think they should keep it that way. I think they should keep him as a hero. I think it is very good for his story, and I do love Bucky Barnes. I think he's a cool character who still has a lot to give in the MCU. He's been such a cool character from the very beginning, and I feel like him in the Thunderbolts would be cool, don't get me wrong, but I think him in the Avengers would, like the new Avengers with Shang-Chi and many other characters, Captain Marvel, the new Captain America, Sam, him and Bucky have a really good relationship, so I think them two in the new Avengers would make more sense. But like I said, I wouldn't say no to him being a part of the Thunderbolts, because I think that would be also very cool. So yeah, this was my list for the Thunderbolts. Tell me who you think could be a part of the Thunderbolts. Deadpool getting his Deadpool 3, which could maybe come out before Thunderbolts, and maybe even more characters like Punisher. But yeah, tell me down below who you think could be a part of this Thunderbolts movie, and I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope you had a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.